Okay, so again, let's talk about this proof. For one, we started with A and B, right? We were made up of AE and EB. And C and D are made up of CE and ED. And it gave us that A and E was congruent to D and E. It also gave that B and E was congruent to C and E. Okay? So that's our given. Now, we didn't derive from that A and E and B and E make up A and B. We just know that A and E and B and B make up A and B because that's the segment postulate. That's the segment addition postulate. They just create a larger segment. Okay? So, we have, unless it, did it give it? Did it give it? No. So you had to come up with that. Okay? That's on its own. So when we're looking at the flow chart, 1 and 2 are separated. They're not together. Okay? Now, with 3, I got to see where I'm going here. And I'm like, okay, what I want to do is try to fit in this transitive property at some point. Because at some point, I know that I'm going to end up with something like it. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Because the whole point here, again, the whole point here is to make sure that A and B is congruent to D and C. Okay? Now, I need something first. Before I can move to the transitive property, I need something first. And I need that from 1. Right? So from 1 and 2, they're going to help me. So 1 and 2, I'm going to use this A is congruent to DE, right? And say, oh, these are congruent, right? So that means I can substitute them in. Okay? If I can substitute this in for this, that means I know that AE, right, plus BE is congruent to AB, right? I know that they're congruent. See all these things in there. I know that they're congruent because they told me before. What I also know now is that these, I can just plug these in via substitution, right? I can plug this in for this. So I can say A and E plus B and E, right, are congruent to, wait a minute, where did this come up? This should be D and C. Sorry about that. So this is the D and C. DE plus CE is DC. So I can say that, well, then these two are also congruent to DC, right? And now I can use my transitive property. Now, the way I have to do it is I have to look at it and go, how can I fit that into my transitive property? And I can say, well, hey, A equals B. See how my B's are the same? My B has to be the ones that are the same. So these are the same. So this is B and this is B, right? And this could be A and this could be C. And now I can say, oh, if A equals B, right? And B equals C, right? Then A equals C. And it just makes sense. Because these are equal, then these have to be equal.
Dave's
right?
first period class is really noisy.
So, 4 is going to be the transitive property, right? And that's when I get to say A equals, or A is congruent, AB is congruent to DC. and that makes everything a little bit cleaner. Now, as far as my flow chart, right, Pavel? As far as my flow chart is concerned, 1 and 2 were used to get to 3, right?
Yeah.
I needed them both.
Yep.
What did I need to get to 4?
What's 4? Oh, AB equals BC. Or
Yeah.
we're doing the BC.
So I was able to just use 3 to get to 4, right?
Yeah.
So this would be my actual flow chart. 1 and 2 are separate, and they flow to 3, and 3 flows to 4.
Hey Dan.
And that's how that problem would look.
Hey,
Yes?
Dan, were you aware of how noisy David's first grade class was?
I wasn't. I just was aware of how